Number one reason people change their name because they never liked their name to begin with. That sounds like a pretty good reason to me to change my name. Number two, they changed their name because it did not feel like them. It did not resonate with them. Have you ever called a person name and they didn't look like their name? Yeah. Say, boy, your name should be Tony. You know your name should be Tony. Talk about your name, Romeo. Cut that out. So some people change their name because it didn't resonate with them. Number three, some people change their name because it was too difficult for other people to pronounce or to spell. And as a result, those people would dread telling people their name out loud. Because whenever someone wants to spell their name, like, how do you spell that? And it was embarrassing to them. Or they would say stuff like, can you say that again? Shaka what? Okay. So some people would change their name. Number four, some people change their name because it was just flat out embarrassing. And they became a target of bad jokes. How many of you have become a target of bad jokes because of your name? Yes, some of you know what I'm talking about. I mean, even in school, when they first had a funny name, we just make jokes, you know. One guy named was Fortenberry. Fortenberry? So people made jokes and stuff because of his name. Some people changed their name because they were named after someone else that had a bad reputation. Someone that have a bad, maybe you guys can help me out. A guy shot President Ronald Reagan. His name was what? Who said that? John Hinckley. A lot of people with that name began to change their name. Because they didn't want people to think they the one that shot the president. So I can understand that. Number five, some people change their name because it interfered with their job security. That's right. Their name will keep people from hiring them. It will keep them from their dream jobs, and it also says it will keep people from their dream date. Ladies, have you ever turned a man down because he had a bad name? And you wasn't planning on marrying the guy, but his name was so ugly, you were like, no, we're not even going to go there. That name, absolutely not. So some people changed their name because they couldn't get dates with that terrible name. Number six, some people changed their name because they got married and just didn't like that married name. So they changed their name. Number seven, others changed their name because they got divorced and didn't want to keep their married name. So they changed their name. Number eight, some people change their name because they want to sound more American. And I was shocked when I began to study that and began to see all the Hollywood actors that we know them by a certain name and that is not their name. I mean, I'm like, oh my goodness, all these people changed their name. I was even disappointed when they said George Burns was not George Burns. You know, my goodness. I mean, I understood that Whoopi wasn't Whoopi. But I didn't understand that some people with simple names. I'm talking about Whoopi Goldberg, all right? Okay, I should have. All right. Okay. So a lot of people in Hollywood, we know them by one name, but that was not their original name. Number nine, some people changed their name again because it was hard to pronounce and they want a name more attractive for what they was doing. Like entertainers and musicians and people that have changed their name, you know.